Welcome to the first of many guides and tutorials on the usage of onlinescrums.com. Today's session, we will be taking you through the registration and setup process, at the end of which you will have a team with multiple team members, and you will have an example sprint that the system creates for you automatically so that you can play with and understand how the system works. So from the homepage, we can click on sign up. We offer a free 21-day trial to anybody who registers with onlinescrums.com. We believe that after that time, you would have successfully completed one or more sprints and be in a position to make a decision about whether this is the right system for you and your business. Online Scrums itself is centered around the concept of teams. So when we talk about licensing, and it's a team license. You don't pay per user, you pay per team. You set up your teams as you would in your organization. If you have multiple teams running disparate team members, that's all still a team. If you have a team that is running their own sprints and scrums, etc., that would be separate teams within the system. So let's create an example team. And my name is Chris. And let's point this at my generic Gmail account. You'll note that we don't require any credit card information. You can come in here, do your trial without commitment to a plan or even us capturing that information. Once registered, you're in the system. So you have access to all of the, as the registrant, you are effectively the Scrum Master in this situation, or you're the owner of that team. So you have access to the manager aspect of things. This is where you set up your sprints. And you have access to other areas such as team management. So when you first come in, you have these handy guides front and center for you. These take you through the creation of a sprint. They take you through some of the first steps in the process, but we'll come back to that in another session. At this stage, we want to do two things. We want to manage our team. By that I mean adding new team members, and we also want to set or confirm that the team defaults that we've created on your behalf are accurate. So if we come to team defaults first, we've defined your primary time zone. This is based on a guess through the program of where you are. I'm currently sitting in Manila in the Philippines, and so my time zone is Asia, Singapore. But that should be relatively accurate. But if not, change it here. Your cutoff period is when your reports are expected to be delivered. So if you have a 8:30 a.m. in Asia, Singapore sprint, then you would have a cutoff that was half an hour earlier or something like that. So that means that people have enough time to get them in the morning or in the evening, depending on where they're located, and you still have enough time to maybe review that information if you wanted to prior to the scrum. The sprint period is captured in weeks, and this is used to default some of your sprint setup. Can be changed on the fly as needed, but we generally encourage you to get this right up front. And normally 2 weeks is pretty standard. Default work days is really relevant to when your team will be working, obviously. So not all teams work Monday to Friday. We understand that. This is the default though for your team and when they're expected to submit reports. And the last section is participating Scrum Master. And this means that quite often the Scrum Master is also responsible as a team member within the system. And so you have the option by default, or by default you are what's called a participating Scrum Master. That means that you will submit reports, you will nominate your workload, all those types of things as a normal team member. If we were to set that to no, then you wouldn't have access to My Day, for example, and that's where you log your daily report. We'll leave this as yes, because I'm not going to go through and create a whole stack of additional users to be checking these aspects. Once you've made changes, you click update. Otherwise, we can click close, and that's going to take us back to our homepage. The next section is your management of your team. And this is primarily in your early stages where you're going to do things like update your photo if you wanted to put something specific to a team, if you wanted to rename your team, etc. But the big focus, I think, for yourself at this stage is going to be inviting additional users. So this is where you nominate email addresses. They will get an email sent to them that is going to have a URL. When they click on that URL, they'll get the registration screen and the team defaulted on their behalf. And so they'll be able to join the team like that. In this case, I will create a new, Untitled Scrums. And that account will then receive an invitation, and they would accept that as a new user. So nice and easy. The only other thing I would talk about at this point outside of this is going to be your subscription. So when you have come in and used the system, you have, as I said, the 21 days free. You have the choice then to upgrade to a paid plan. We have a number of plans available, each of which is available at a monthly and a yearly subscription model. Yearly subscription, effectively you get 1 month off for every year that you subscribe. So it's a good way of doing it for a longer term commitment. You get a discount built into that subscription plan. So all you need to do at this point when you're ready is to select the plan that you want. Each of these have features and that are available to you to view. We suggest or recommend the monthly Pro as the ideal scenario because this also includes video records of your My Day. So you can have your team members submit a video record of their commitment to the team in what they're going to do. So effectively answering your standard Scrum questions on video, all in the system on any device that they have access to at the time. So we quite often have team members submitting their reports in the back of the car or in a jeepney over here for some of my team members in the Philippines. So yeah, select the one that you want. You'll then be prompted to provide billing address and credit card details, and we integrate with Stripe. So all of that information is passed through to Stripe, and we don't hold your credit card details at all. In terms of, there is a field here for coupon. So if you have found a coupon for online Scrums, you input it here, and that coupon is then applied to the subscription through Stripe as well. So that's how you can apply your coupon. So that's going to be it for today. The next session is going to be on setting up your sprint, or viewing the sprint and setting up a new sprint in the system. So I'll see you then. Thank you.